Hey everybody, welcome back to Daily Flash. Mitch English along with Andrea Jackson and my buddy Matt Doolittle. It is time to get flashed. This is the time of our show where we actually get questions from you, the viewer, and then we share our reactions.
Okay, each one of us gets about 15 seconds to sound off on the story, and we want you at home to go to our socials, share your comments. Okay, guys, you ready for the first one? Okay, here we go. One viewer asks if she should get flashed for refusing to go on a family vacation just to be used as a babysitter for the family. She says, quote, "I'm the youngest of my siblings and have no children. I was asked to go on a family vacation that includes my nieces and nephews and pay an even share of the costs. On the trip, my siblings want me to babysit all the kids while they go out and have fun. They say I should take care of the kids in order to give them a break. Should I get flashed for passing on the vacation and going somewhere on my own?"
Who do we start with?
Go for it,
Me?
Mitch.
All right. Well, first off, I think it's great that she's standing up because a lot of times the little kid, the youngest in the group, they all automatically have to do whatever. And if she feels this way, I would say 100% don't go, because if you want to make it to where every other vacation you babysit, then go ahead and do it because it's always going to happen.
I think if you unknowingly go as the babysitter, so on my first family vacation with my new family, my nephews and my sister-in-law, I didn't know that I was the inherited babysitter because my wife stayed in the cabin reading the whole time, and I had to make sure that everybody else was like.
And how'd that make you feel?
It was fine. I mean,
So you have no issue?
I had no issue with it, and I think if you're going along, at least you're involved with your family.
Since I know you, Matt, I'll expound on this. Is that Matt and I travel the country a lot, and he has to babysit me. So he's used to it, right?
It turns into therapy sessions.
Right? Yeah. Now, Jackson,
And no problem sitting at the kids' table.
No.
Okay, yes.
You become the favorite uncle that way.
Except for my knees, they're a little.
Yeah, that is true, yeah.
And then your thoughts, Jackson, on this? It seems
I think that if they're paying for the vacation and you're going along,
okay, sure.
then I think there's a certain level of expectation that they're probably expecting you to do that. And I think there's a familial obligation, so to speak.
I would give you that.
Yeah.
But if you're paying your share of it,
Then
no.
I would say no.
If you're paying your own way,
Yeah,
no.
I say she should go on her own vacation.
I think
if
she'll
that's
probably
the case.
enjoy it too, and it'll also
Yeah.
let them know, hey, I'm not the little sister anymore.
Exactly. Next up, a viewer writes, should I get flashed for getting upset after my boyfriend mentions he's attracted by all beautiful women multiple times a day?
Okay.
Whoa.
My boyfriend follows a lot of famous girls on Instagram and some pretty girls he knows in real life. He says, I'm the love of his life, but his actions suggest otherwise to me. He gets upset with me because I'm upset with him messaging a young woman at work. I've told him multiple times how this makes me feel. She asks, am I the one who's paranoid, or do I have a right to be upset?
Matt?
So I've never agreed on having a work wife or work husband type of scenario. I always think, and if he's messaging someone that's younger, that's where it starts. If you're following like celebrities on Instagram or whatever, I mean, we have to do it for our job. But I think if you start messaging and sending DMs, that's where it gets a little.
I think the key to that whole message, which is like I told him how it bothers me, and so then he needs to make that decision there. I think that first off, one thing is when. Well, my wife, Liza, is that she talks about the hot chicks most of the time. Like, I'm looking at them, thinking it. She goes, "Oh, she's really hot," or "She's real pretty," or whatever. And I'm like, "Okay, cool." So I don't think she would care, but I want to revert back to where I said if she has a problem with it, obviously is an issue. Now, as a woman, I'd love to hear your thoughts.
Well, it's tricky because I think that there is a certain level of appreciating somebody else's beauty and attractiveness and following celebrities on Instagram or Facebook, whatever.
I tell him he's handsome all the time.
Well,
you're so
this
sweet.
is true, both of you. But if you're doing something that's in secret that you're not being upfront about, which would be messaging
When you're
somebody
sliding
at
in the
work,
DMs.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That
That's a
I
good
think
point,
is an issue. That I would have a problem with.
And I think it also would allow an opportunity to build even more trust. You say, hey, I'll just use you as an example.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm letting Andrea know about yada yada. I was talking to her about this. Liza wouldn't give a crap. She's like, all right. But it would also establish it saying that, hey, this is what I do. If I know that could cause some issues, and that's what we're doing.
And I think boundaries in this kind of situation is important. I mean, visually, yes, everybody's going to be stimulated by something, right? There's no question about that. But I think when you take that step, a little bit further and you're involving someone else in a conversation that you're not sharing with a wife or a girlfriend, that's a problem.
Like my wife's always like, oh, Timothy Chalamet's kind of cute. And I'm like, that's not even close to me. So you're into that?
So do you all have a hall pass? Like, Is there a hall pass? Have you had that
Scarlett
conversation?
Johansson.
Okay, Mitch?
Mine was, well, you know, Drew Barrymore.
Barrymore,
I love
right,
Drew Barrymore.
right.
I always have.
Or David Letterman.
But now, or David Letterman, I'd go on a date with him right now. And I can't forget, I always forget her name, the small Latino girl. Thank you. Salma Hayek.
Salma Hayek.
I can't remember her name, and Hugo goes,
that's-
it's Salma
that's-
Hayek.
that's everybody's hall
He
pass.
said it to me. He knew exactly what I was
Penelope
talking
Cruz
about.
is another one
There's it.
she's gorgeous.
The only thing about her is I don't know if I can have a conversation with
that
her.
is
It's
true.
hard.
But
I have to
Salma Hayek
listen.
you would.
Salma Hayek.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't care what she's saying.
Okay, here's another question for you. Do you let your wives know the passcode to your phone?
Yes,
Yeah.
mine knows.
Okay.
I know, and I know hers as well. She which is weird to me. She'll hand me the phone and say, "Hey, can you?" She's driving. Can you text yada yada?
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, you don't care. You know?
When we got married, I gave
You're
her
always
a whole,
afraid what's going to pop up.
When we got married, I gave her a whole list of my passwords, and I said, "Here, you can go look at whatever you want."
Really? Okay.
I didn't do that, but if she asked for a password,
Yeah.
I think it's important to do that.
I do
You
too.
know, I mean,
The trust factor.
I don't like it when you share Facebook profiles. I think
That's a
creepy.
weird one. Yeah, I got a couple
agree
friends
with
that do
you.
that.
Yeah.
That's weird to me. Just put one person's name on it, because if you have one person, you have no problem what you're saying to both of them.
That
right?
backfired on me, in a previous relationship.
Well,
where
Facebook-
I was checking messages and something popped up that I was not supposed to see, and he and I went separate ways.
Well,
yes.
it's good.
Yeah, which
You're
was,
in a better
you know,
situation.
In a
now,
better
aren't you?
situation.
I love
yeah.
hearing that. We got more Flash coming up around the corner, and this is one of my favorite segments. We're going to be talking to John Graham. What did I just eat? And this time, I understand it's all junk food. And since we're
The
talking
whole shebang.
the whole shebang, yeah, which you'll find that out. Which I love is
And
that
if you're watching us in prison, you might like one of the items too.
if you are, yes, send your letter. What I love is the fact that I
Bigger
get to eat
prisoners.
junk food, and I don't get yelled at by
Yes.
my wife, who
Nobody else-
trusts me
We won't tell
that I
him.
won't eat too much.
this
Thank
time.
you. That'd be one thing we'll hold back.